Hey guys, it's Paul here, PNUK Training. I want to give you a really quick introduction to MixedAnalytics and how to use their Google Chrome extension to import API call responses into a Google Sheet. So I love to prat about with data. I'm fascinated with different things on social media and stuff like that. So I put together these kinds of lists. And we'll actually look at this one where I pull through an API YouTube golf data, and then in a Google Sheet I put that data into a world golf ranking, and then I share it on my website. So I want to show you how to do that by showing you exactly how you can post API data to a Google Sheet. So first, what we need is this MixedAnalytics API connector. It's completely free to use. Obviously, yes, look, this is the 250 monthly requests. That is where I hit a point where I needed to pay more because I was doing it daily and I was setting an automated schedule. But I have installed it. It's been dead easy to use and I really enjoy using it. So get API, or you can just Google it. In fact, if you go to pnuk.com/mixedanalytics, I will put a link to this page so that you can jump on it. And I'll actually put a free training course on pnuk.com in my free training, so that you can, if you've got any questions, there's hundreds and hundreds of different APIs, thousands even. I will put a free training here. You can ask questions, and I'll make sure you get sorted, okay? So we need to come to MixedAnalytics. It's like mixedanalytics.com. That was probably easier to say, wasn't it? Get API connector. It's going to bring you to this page. So if you use Google Workspace, if you are an individual on just Google, you can do individual install. It's actually a lot easier to install than it used to be. Or if you want to do it across everybody in your organization, you can do an admin install, and we have to just go through and agree, everyone in your organization. And this will install it so that when you go to your add-on section, you will see that it will say MixedAnalytics, right? So I can close these. So let me just show you what we're doing, and I'm going to try and walk you through it. It's always hard with coding stuff. So as we said, this is this list where we want to pull API data. So that is exactly what we're going to do. So when you go to your sheet, when you go to whatever you're working on, you can see up in the top now it says extensions, MixedAnalytics, right? Extensions, MixedAnalytics, manage connections, open, refresh all, manage connections. Maybe I should have refreshed this page. There we go. Let's just allow this. Obviously, I uninstalled it so I could do this. Here we go. So here's my API calls that I've got. Here's where I go if I want to create a new one, and I'll run through that in a second. And here is scheduling of these to run automatically. It's a pro feature, but those run automatically. This one I think runs about 1 a.m. every morning, right? So I'll talk you through how to go about getting data into a sheet next. Right, so let's just create a sheet here, a new sheet. I want to import API data to this sheet. Now what I want to do really is test the API first, and wherever you get the API data information from, you want to make sure it's working. So I use a program called Postman. If you go to postman.com, sign up, and then you go to my workspace and a new call, right? So I've just copied and pasted my API, right? So this is the data that is going to share on this page. So this is the real hazy part. Where you get the API data might be your question, but that is a massive question. I'm guessing or hoping you've already got this to work. So when you click send, however you get your authorization, here is a list of 16 YouTube golf channels that I'm going to pull into a new sheet, right? So my API is working. I'm getting the correct information through Postman. It's happy. Right, so when I go to this sheet now, I can go to extensions, MixedAnalytics here, and open. What I'm going to do is create a new one, then I'm going to edit the old one and show you how that works as well. So I'm going to go create. custom up here, you can connect to all these different ones. So maybe you don't need to get the APIs. There's all sorts of inbuilt ones to go through that you can find that may already work with your system that you're trying to do. But I'm just gonna that same information that was here, I'm just gonna post into my request. Now the authorization is already inbuilt into the API code here, but if you've got authorization codes and things like that, you sometimes have to add them here. Again, if you ask comments, if there's specific instances that I can help with, let me know and I will put maybe a video together to show how to get your API call working. Now, destination, I want it to land in this top corner, so I just set current. If you highlight the field you want, it's going to go to sheet 10 A1. If you want to change some settings, you can. We can test it. I'm just going to call this Golf 16 and save it. And now when I run it, it's just going to dump that information into that A1 field. There we go. So all that information that was in that API call on Postman has now been just dropped inside of this sheet. Now, if I wanted to get rid of things here, I can edit the fields. So maybe I don't need this kind. I don't need this information. Maybe I just want, maybe that's the same. So you can see the table. You can see the columns that are coming through, e-tag, item, snippet, title. Maybe I don't want this. I don't want this. Is all the same information. And I can save that. It says saved, and I'm going to save it again. Now I'm going to clear my spreadsheet and run it again. This time we will have the information right in the top corner, and now so it's raw data, but it's not. It's sort of formatted into the information that's come through it, but that is now set where that information comes through and is posting to my spreadsheet, right? If I now want to set this to do that every day, so if I go back to extensions and let me just start a new chapter on the video. So yeah, sorry, now I want to make sure that this does this pull every day, because obviously this is YouTube data. So the further down here it is, this is statistics count, statistics, how many videos, this is the videos, this is how many subscribers. I want to update that every time, at a certain time of day. So I'm going to go back to extensions, going to go back to MixedAnalytics API, open it up, and this time it's a pro feature, so you would have to upgrade. I think it's about 15 quid a month. I should have got the pricing for you, really, shouldn't I? And you're going to see create trigger. I want to create a new one on that Golf 16. I want to update it every day between 7 and 8 a.m. Run as any user, trigger name, Golf 16 update. I save that, and now every morning at 7 a.m. between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. this data will update. It will go and pull Golf 16 and update that page. All right, so obviously, basically you have your API and you pull the information, it drops it on a sheet. So I'm going to share now just sort of some custom stuff that I've done to make it look like this. So obviously, the API I pull into a tab called Import, and this is what the information looks like, right? Now, I'm not an Excel expert, I'm not an API expert. You probably put in no kidding in the comments. But this is obviously, I've got to take it from this. And what happens with YouTube, on the YouTube API, you're only allowed 49 channels. But yet on my list, I've got 700. So I had to tinker about, I had to mess about to get it working. And I just want to give you some extra tips on how I got it to look like this. And hopefully it'll become helpful for you. So let's first talk about how to get more than the 49. If you've got a limited amount of API calls, how do you get more than that onto the list? I'll show you what I do. So I'm going to add this. I want to add this golf channel onto the list. It would be number 300. It would be 314. In fact, let's go here. So I want it to drop in 314 subscribers. I want it to drop in right here, Pavan Seagull Golf, but I've got to add this channel. So I'm going to grab the user ID of the channel. If you're looking for YouTube, if you Google how to find the user ID, or if you go into the code of the page, if you view developer, view source, and then do a find, and you'll see there browse. I think it's browse ID. You will see that will give you the ID of the page, right? So I've got the APIs, and there's more. You only allow 49 in a call, but I want it to add this next one. So I can do it two ways. I can do here ID and then paste that in the Postman, and where it said 16 calls, this is now going to bring 17. I can copy this and paste it into the API, but I'll show you exactly what I do just so that you know how I fudge it. It's just the way I do it, right? So I've got all my APIs, all 49 here, and I just do here. I do and ID equals and paste it. So now all these different APIs are in my list. I go here and copy it. Let me come back to my subscriber count so we can see where it lands. I go back to the extensions and I manage open. This might seem long-winded, but obviously it's slower for me to show you than it is. I go to edit now. More than 49, multiple API calls, remembering that 250 API call limit. All I do is paste all those APIs in the box. Now, that bottom one is the latest, so you see there's a gap there, then the next API, then the next API, and so on. So now the one API box, so the one box is going to call, there's 700, it's up to 10 or 13 calls at once. I run this one, and what did I say, 314 was it? 314, we want the geek, the gardening golf geek guru, to drop in somewhere here, right? So it'll run, obviously I'm running multiple APIs in the same place, and it also does this once a day. I think it runs at 1 a.m. You'll see the API finished. Did I save and run it, or did I just run it then? Oh man, hopefully I saved it and then ran it. It should update, right? But this is a slow one because it's there's multiple API calls in the same place. Here we go. There we go. And the Golf Geek has landed inside. And we now have yet another golf channel on our list that will eventually, it doesn't automatically update quickly. It might be in 5 or 10 minutes. It may do it straight away. I don't know if the trigger, will it do it? I'll be surprised if it's there, to be honest, but it will be. Oh, there it is. Look, Golf Geek Greenkeeper. So there it is. And then you can subscribe to that one. Right, so I just want to show you how I then manipulate the list. And there's probably Excel geeks telling me there's a different way of doing this, and there'll be easier ways to do it and all that sort of stuff. But this is how I do it. And, once it's done once, I don't have to mess about with this part. So I import all that data, and it comes through in weird fashion. It comes through in it's not designed the same way. It's not got the format I want. But the problem is, if I format this page and start tinkering with it, the next day's API pull, if you're only pulling the API once, you can tinker with the import page. But because I'm doing it every morning, what I have to do is I sort it, and then I use another sheet to format it. So what I'll show you is, if I go to here, look, you see the import. So I don't touch the import. I let that update every day. You'll see here, data sort subs. Now what this has done, see this code in the corner here? Import A2. So import is the page where I'm bringing it from. I want all the information on there. It might even be, no, there's not 800 yet. And then this function here is the sort function. Sort column 28, and it's false. So it's going to call. It's not going to sort it ascending. It's going to sort it descending. So if you go to column 28, it will be the subscriber count. So now what happens is, oh man, I don't want to change anything, do I? Control, get off. Right, hold on, I did change something. Here we go. So what it's done now is it's updated into subscriber count order. So this is the subscriber count. So now this is how it's formatted. And then I do another sheet with the formatting on it. So I let that, because I don't want the headers of the original sheet. So this sheet doesn't have headers. So this might be the wrong way to do it. It's just the way I do it. And then I have a sheet of headers. And then I pick from that data sort, I pick, here's the image from that link, from that address. I pick the subscriber numbers from different fields. I pick the from country, and then I share. Then I do some, conversions. That's really is the views divided by subscribers to get a conversion number. The estimated revenue is the views divided by 1,000 times 3. So that is how I've formatted this. Then I do some conditional formatting to make each line go a different color. But what I also do now is, let me close this. I use a different sheet, because if you share the sheet, you have to share either one page or the whole thing. Now I don't want to share my import page and my the pages where I change stuff, the pages where I'm editing stuff. So I create another sheet that just looks for that one page or the one formatted page. And in the corner here, I'll do import document, a bit of information. I can share this if you want to do this. And then I just share the pages. See, that one's crapped out. I need to fix it. I have a Twitter API pull doing the same thing. And again, I'll have to go through and update it. Sometimes what happens on the API pull is the columns change places and you have to prat about a bit. So it's not an ideal solution. But what you see when you share and embed it in your website, so these are going to be crapped out pages. Twitter golf. You see that you only share what you want to share. So I take the main page, edit function, tickle away, then I create another sheet, and that's where I sort of share that formatting. Bit confusing, I know, but ask any questions. I don't know if this is any good information to you. This is how I tinker with that sheet, how I tinker with the import to make it come out with that information. Okay, so I waffled on a bit there. I don't know if this is good information for you or what else you need to know or whatever you're getting stuck on. Obviously, like I said before, it's the API information, how you pull the API, the authorization on the API to get the data, but dropping it into a sheet is not the hardest part. That is generally, if it works on Postman, it will work with MixedAnalytics. Was it MixedAnalytics.com? Simple to install. It is free for 250 calls is your sort of thing you will hit where you have to start paying for a paid plan. Yeah, I think I pay £15 a month. Gives me 4,500 requests and all the other things that come with that. I've emailed the guys at MixedAnalytics. They've been great. They're very fast to answer questions and help. They do have a forum. I've not used the forum. There's a knowledge base and a forum, I noticed. There's a few things I want to do going forward. But hopefully this has given you a good insight onto a free plugin that will answer the question how to get an API's data into Google Sheets. Any questions, fire them below. Come to pnuk.com. I will set up some free training for this plugin where we can go a bit deeper, and there's things I want to do with it. There's things I want to do with APIs going forward. Here's another one of the world rankings of football teams. So whichever football team you support. It takes a little bit to load. I think there is quite a few on here, actually. Come on, I want to get out of here. Here we go. Barcelona are the biggest team on YouTube. as I said, that updates every night. It's just fun. I quite like the data. I'm a geek. Thanks for watching. See you all again soon. Punk Training out.